Word up.
What
It's going
up?
down.
It's about to go down for real.
Yo, I said we was gonna have more back on the show to represent Queens in a big way, and I'm still gonna do the Bronx like I always do. It's about to be real quick on Bronx and Queens. Fat Joe and Ja Rule. We're gonna see who's real, who's not. Fat Joe's not winning. I mean, Fat Joe is winning. Ja Rule's not winning, yo.
Anyway,
More. Let's go. I'm about to introduce myself. What up, people? It's your boy White with Boro Bredz, aka I Slap You, aka Say It Again. Y'all know what I mean?
hey yo, this is Big Mar from Queens, your network expert, network king. This is how we gonna do this right here, and we are Boro Bredz.
Boro Bredz in the building.
We're in the
Back
building.
for a
We
second.
talking verses, and we talking. First thing, let me set this off. Yo, this little thing that White put out, I had nothing to do with that, yo. Forget that dude. He was beasting. He put it out there real fast. That's what Bronx do. Bronx beast. That's how they beast and get out there and got his opinion out there. I just listened to that bullshit you put out there, man.
No, it was real facts, yo.
There ain't no facts, man. Oh, you better be glad I wasn't there, man. Big shout out
It
to
was-
Vita, too. You did Vita dirty.
Yo,
Big
Vita
shout
did-
out to Vita. You know what I mean? Big shout out to my man Ja Rule. He did exactly what I said he was gonna do. I said it with and if y'all go back on the Jaren, look at the Jaren and Playboy Trey show. I explained everything to them. Dude. I was the only one in that box.
No, but you
Mhm.
did. You said that was your opinion, which I didn't really. I value your opinion, but I didn't really. That's what it was. It was R&B versus rap. Like Ja Rule's all R&B to me. Like yo, you don't. I don't play Ja. I'm not going to the club. They not throwing on Ja Rule. They might
They ain't throwing Ja Rule at the club. You bugging now.
on some ladies' night type shit. But
No, they play Holla Holla in a second. When they go through a Queens,
that's
that's
what I'm trying to tell you. You got a couple songs like Holla Holla, Clap Back, and a couple of the Thug songs that they throw on. But they don't throw on What Would It Be Without My Baby and all that. The main shit he was doing, the Ashanti, the J-Lo songs, they don't throw those on.
So White, let's get real out here, y'all. Let's get real out here. We in the ATL. We're Boro Bredz in the A. So when the A DJ is playing, don't sit there and act like they're playing all those songs that Joe, all those Fat Joe songs. They are not doing that.
They not. It has to be a New York DJ to play those. But what I'm saying is, but none of those. But Ja Rule don't get no burn out here off Fat Joe. As far as in the club,
Ja Rule gets more burn because he's more popular.
I'm not talking about radio. I'm not talking about old.
I'm talking about radio. DJ set. In a DJ set in a club, we've been to hundreds of clubs together. In a DJ set in a DJ club, Ja Rule's played more than Fat Joe. He just is. You know that, yo.
He has more radio songs, but they don't go to it. I haven't been to many clubs where they just throw on Ja Rule songs. They're throwing 50 Cent songs. They're throwing Ja Rule. I mean, they're throwing Fat Joe, Lean Back, All the Way Up.
Yeah, they're all the way up, Lean Back. The one with him and Wayne, I told you that he was going to rock with.
That on.
They throw that on. That's we only got like 4 or 5 songs, yo. But you know what? To be fair with you, they only.
I mean, as far as radio hits.
To be fair with you, they only play 4 or 5 Ja songs in the club. They about got the same amount of songs. They don't be going through it like it's a Jay-Z list. They don't be going through it like it's man. They don't be going through it like it's Rockefeller or you know what I mean? Like nothing like that.
Yeah.
I think both of them don't get that much play like that. Now, as far as radio, yes, just like Ja Rule said, 6 years straight, he had the radio on lock. That's not his fault.
That's a fact, though. It's not his fault, but more, you trying to tell me that we was in that era. We didn't go to Ja Rule's. They was all flooded the radio. Like at one point when it was only South shit and we didn't understand it. It wasn't Migos shit out there. I'm talking about. It was just like other shit that wasn't hot on the radio at one point. And Ja Rule kind of started that shit with the radio play. And it started because of females and the people that actually spend money on music. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say not black people, but I'm talking about the people that actually spend money on music in the early industry days. It started like that to make people go pop. You know, kind of like how Eminem was doing and LL Cool J. And
he had to get this. But this was my point when I was talking to you, Jaron Benton, and Playboy Trey. I'm like, it's a whole different ball game with this kid.
Yeah,
I was like, this kid got the energy of like LL in him. Like, you putting up against Joe.
Yeah, but it depends. What kind? If you're a female, you can enjoy it more. That's what I'm saying. I like Ja Rule because if he's hip hop, you gotta like Ja Rule. But what I'm trying to say is that's not a lot of niggas' cup of tea. I mean, we can't deny his history and his track record, but real talk in a battle, that wasn't a battle. He did an R&B a show.
Yo, yeah, that's what I said. That's the only point I had. The only point I had.
That's why a lot of people. Well, that's why a lot of people were saying that's the stupidest battle because it doesn't make sense.
No,
it didn't make sense.
It didn't. You remember when we first said it? When we first said it was going down, I said I don't know about this battle because they're two different artists. Like I put Ja Rule in the same lane with Nelly and shit like that. Like that's who he should have been battling. He should have been battling niggas who had the fun girl songs, pop songs. He was in that era. To put him against Joe, that was going to be an automatic loss. That was just going to be. What happened was niggas got their head too big with the locks and the Dipset is really gangster. It was just so gangster that they thought that gangster ruled that stage, and it was like, nah.
I mean, it was all like the main key component that we wasn't saying on our first show was it's based on the crowd and the fans. We was talking about it, but not saying it because some people was taking us too literal and not really understanding what we're saying. It is about the crowd and the show and your fans.
Yes, that's the biggest component that I had a problem with Joe. I favored Joe. I like Joe. I can feel Joe winning that jump off. But I said, due to the energy, I said, watch. I told you this. You can rewind it and subscribe, and share too. Go look at our videos, yo. I said, the only thing that Ja Rule got over this dude is his energy, bro. His energy and how he's going to perform and how he's going to get that crowd.
I tell you what, at first he didn't have that much. I mean, he had more stamina. He wasn't running out of breath like Fat Joe, but it wasn't like his show was out of this world. It was Ja Rule's show is kind of mediocre. He just had the hits and the fan participation, everybody joining in. You heard the people screaming.
Yeah.
All females. Screaming every word that Ja Rule said, and he was getting them involved.
But he has to do a show for that to happen. He got to still go to the front of that stage for that to happen.
No, but that's Ja Rule's whole MO though, and Fat Joe knew that. Like, you know who he's been to Ja Rule shows. He's probably opened up with Ja Rule plenty of times. Everybody knows Ja Rule's whole MO. He ain't got the best show in the world. It's like Jimmy was saying. He don't got a Kanye West show. Him and Ja Rule, Fat Joe pretty much is both walking back and forth the stage. The only difference is Ja Rule had the crowd chants of the lady chants and the love songs, and
he took advantage of it, just like
that's all he has.
But just like Jadakiss did the exact same thing. He heard them niggas singing his song. He knew, yo, I gotta get to these niggas, and I gotta get to the front of the stage, and I gotta put a show. Not that Joe didn't, because Joe did way better than
the difference between Jadakiss and Joe and Ja Rule and them. The crowd that came out to see Jadakiss and Dipset was all male hip hop.
Yeah, totally different crowds.
Yeah, so nobody has an excuse in losing or winning in that one because Dipset just didn't. They got out battled, rapped. You know what I'm saying? They did. It's not like there was a separate type of crowd in there. They both groups with the same kind of hardcore bars.
They did. They did. The girls wasn't really out for Dipset like that. No, they weren't out there for Dipset.
Nah, they had their girls, but they pretty much got like the same fan base. Is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
And Fat Joe, completely different fan bases.
Yeah.
It's kind of like putting an R&B dude in the joint against a rapper or like a street thug rapper that it's just not built for that, Like Fat Joe and 50 Cent would have been more compatible.
Maybe even Fat Joe he got girls too. Freaking 50 got girls too, but that probably would have been a lot more compatible.
He would have brought out a more male crowd, more so than girls. Ja Rule's only bringing out pretty much girls because all the girls. all they do. You remember all his songs was girl.
Hell yeah, he had Ashanti. I told you this. They were coming out for Ashanti. They knew Ashanti was coming out.
By the way, I must say Ashanti was looking good. Baby.
Yeah, I heard you on your last jump off, yo. Like,
you seen her legs? Oh, we're gonna run through it real quick though. But yo, regardless of what, man, I stand by Fat Joe. You said in the Bronx, I said it was. I said I think Fat Joe won the battle and Ja Rule won the
I told you. And yo, but here's the deal though. Here's the deal. Big shout out to Hot 97. I listened to them early this morning. And they played it song for song, and they were all Joe. When I tell you they were all Joe,
yeah,
I mean, they were
told me that because I could have put it out. I could have pulled their shit up. We could have just broke their shit down.
They were dissing Ja Rule. You know what I mean? Like they were like, yo,
what was they saying?
They were just saying, I don't like what you're saying. I just don't pop in Ja Rule like that. Like I don't listen. Like when he came out, it turned into almost the bubblegum hip hop.
Yeah, because
hardcore thug hip hop. But every time they played it, but they said what happened was Joe didn't work his track listing right. Because at the end, they had a tie. They thought Joe was going to win it. They was like, oh, this is dope. But then they were towards the end, they felt that Joe was giving in to the girl jams and it kind of went
Joe's face. You sitting in Joe's face. He kind of the girl hits was just too overwhelming. He was trying his damnness. He brought out all the jokes. He was snapping on Ja Rule, the speakers. Yeah. And he really wanted to call Ja Rule out on being a sucker, but he was like, I ain't going to do that to my boy. He kept edging that.
He brought the 50 Cent stuff. He said the candy shop. He's like, I produced Candy Shop.
Right. And he was like, he stopped himself one point. He was about to say, nah, I'm not going to take it there. Because Fat Joe was going to get petty with it and do some shit that probably Ja Rule and would have been not cool over.
Not cool after it, yeah.
Yeah. So but the thing is, like, you was right, yo. I mean, I don't think none of us was wrong. I don't think none of us said anything different. That the battle was they two different artists,
two different energies, bro. They're two totally different energies, man. Like Fat Joe sets a precedent, yo. Fat Joe, you gotta understand. Fat Joe sets like almost a Nas precedence, man. Like nobody really know Nas from his girl jams or pop hits. You know what I mean? They just love Nas. And that's the love that Joe gets. That's why both of them came out 94, 93 and never left. You know what I mean? Because they just got that presence. But
you know that the album Fat Joe did with Cool and Dre, that shit was fire, yo. All them shits, like, and then that's why I was like, you don't know these songs? Them songs was fire. They just wasn't like mainstream hits, you know?
Yeah, and that was my problem with him going against Ja Rule. I was just like, it's
kind of like Bow Wow and Soulja Boy did, because Bow Wow did the same thing Ja Rule did, except with his mainstream and his features.
Yeah,
it's not like he didn't do nothing different, yo. And I was kind of leaning towards more Bow Wow, and you was like, nah, Soulja probably got it. And I was like, well.
Nah, but Bow Wow Bow Wow had the performance to keep him in there. And that's that little edge. Well, people don't understand. Fuck all the music.
It ain't no edge in this, though.
At the end of the day, it's all about that performance. It's all about that Jadakiss performance. It's all about just getting to that stage.
But that's what I think you messing up on, because it's not. It's about the crowd, like in the Jadakiss and Joel Santana's and you Dipset. You could say that, but in this one, when the crowd is so slight off, like way off, you can't say it. That's like
and they found that out.
Country. But that's like going up against a country rap. Like yo, like you can't do it. It wasn't. It's not It's not competitive. It was just the ill show from an R&B side and from a thug shit side. It was an ill show all around from both of them, but I don't think it was a battle at all, yo.
Yeah,
that was my perspective. It was nowhere near a battle because the crowd was all there for their old school songs they heard 20 years ago when they, like Ja Rule said, when the girls was in high school and college in the summertime, I was there. They was banging. That's all people got memories of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but but again,
all the girls, I should say, not no guys, because
At the end, it's a battle. At the end,
but
it's all components to a battle. And that's the only problem I had. I favored Joe, but I said Ja Rule is going to is
all right, let's put it like
energy.
this. Even though Ja Rule got shut down, his career stopped earlier than it should have because
Right,
of 50 Cent. But
right.
his fan base is females is still predominantly bigger than Fat Joe's.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh
problem.
yeah.
The females is all, and they was the ones spending the money and all that on Ja Rule.
Hell yeah. Hell
They
yeah,
the ones that
bro.
came out. They came out hard body because he was able to go around the whole section and hold a mic out to each section and have everybody shout something out.
Listen,
But when
man.
Fat Joe was rapping, you didn't really hear too much people interacting with him.
Listen, man. Listen. Again, Jadakiss got Joe geeked, yo. He got him geeked.
Really, man?
Yes, he did. He got him geeked, yo.
See,
Like,
you going off? You
he was like, if he can do that, I can do
no.
that.
Fat Joe said it. I'm gonna go up against a damn near. He might as well went up against. Put Fat Joe up against Mary J. Blige. He's gonna have the same results.
Yeah, he's gonna have the same results.
You can't put Fat Joe up against a Mary J. Blige because all the girls and they're gonna come out to
Again,
all
I don't care what the outcome was. All I'm saying is before,
that's what I'm
why
saying.
would you accept this battle? I would be like, I ain't battling no Ja Rule, yo. It
was
would
good
have
for
been
the
exactly what you just said. I would have been like, I'm not battling Ja Rule. He got nothing but girls. What's the name, bro? It was in Joe's head that he can go up there and do this against Ja Rule. And I said from the beginning, I said, I don't think so. I was like, I don't think so, yo.
It was good for the culture. I mean, it was
It
really.
was
I mean, I
beautiful
loved
for
it.
the culture. Two things it was beautiful for. It was beautiful for the culture because Joe is the man of the culture right now. In fact, to me, Joe is really the king of the culture right now, hip hop culture. And I'll say that myself, coming from Queens. And another thing, it was good for Ja Rule's career, bro. This shit was a
That's
bump.
why Ja Rule. I don't know if you remember the very end. Ja Rule was like, "Yo, Joe, you want to say it? You want to say it? The prices are different from yes." He shot because he's like, "Nah, I did my thing."
I think this gives him this. They talked about this too, man. Like they said, even Joe kind of strategized it when he picked Ja Rule. He was like, you know what? Like he needs this boost. You know what I mean? My boy needs this boost. Because they're really tight.
You know what's so crazy? Ja Rule had the illest rebuttals, B. Like everything Fat Joe said, he came out with an ill rebuttal. And I was like, damn, this nigga kind of got Fat Joe on the ropes. Fat Joe trying to come out with jabs, and that nigga
and Joe was like, funny as shit, bro. Right. Joe was, I'm sorry, some of that shit hurt, yo. I don't care.
No, when he was saying when he said that part, you know, we playing hits from back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And if Ja Rule was like, I'm playing classics from back in the days. Yeah. I'm like, yo, that's on fucking point.
And see, and it was what now and I accepted that from Ja Rule last night. I was like, yo, classics is gonna hit regardless. But again, listening to Ebro and them today, they're right. Joe, they kind of made me change my mind. Joe has the classics and Ja Rule has the hits. You see what I mean? Like that, it's totally different. Ja Rule got the hits. Joe got hits too, and Ja Rule got classics. But if you take Joe's career and listen to his music, like how I was listening to it, I was like, oh yeah, this is like, it may not have been a hit, but in my world, this shit was a classic, yo.
Well, not only in your world though, in the hip hop world, you can't say
in the hip hop world.
Like because I was trying to tell you now, FloJo wasn't like a mainstream song.
That's a classic though.
It's a classic, and once everybody got to know who Fat Joe was, it was in your rotation. That's what I'm trying to say. It was on the DJ's rotation, and then even y'all wanna live my lifestyle. No, yo, that shit was hot. Yo. And I was like, and then he was dropping out some bangers, like, and I'm like, okay, they're not mainstream like Ja Rule songs, but they are mainstream to the hip hop. You know, like hip hop, not like.
And that's what I'm saying, and that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I meant the mainstream. Ja Rule has mainstream hits, which includes classics. Same with Joe. Joe got mainstream hits. It's just that Ja Rule got more mainstream hits, but Joe got more certified. His catalog is more certified classics because people fell in love with it. Because another thing about Joe, again, like Nas, he altered his shit for hits, but he still stayed Joe, which make him more, I don't know the word, but it just made him more commemorable. You know what I mean? To hip hop, like just to hip hop, like he said, from '93 to now, like he's literally here from being authentic. You know what I mean? Right. Like he's literally like he only played 2 girl jams, I think. Right. Only 2. Because I don't consider Lean Back or All the Way Up and all that. Those shits ain't girl jams.
No, they just those hits. Yeah, those are just straight hits, yo. Straight hits.
Even that he didn't do. So let's fast forward.
Let's play. You want to fast forward it or you want me to start out from when he came out, like how he is right now?
No, we can fast forward because we talked a lot on it.
What part you want me to bring it to?
Let's see.
I'm all the way in, nigga. So
he said I'm all the way up. You know what? Go back, White. Go back to where you were.
How far?
Go back to where you were. Let's just
click
it on. Yeah, let's just click it on.
Damn, man.
Big shout out to Technician. Yo,
Technician did his thing, yo.
He did his thing. But I'm sorry, I am going to say that again, that playlist was dope, but it's kind of the same playlist that the Dipset jump off, which is fine because you're at a club. But that's me being a little bit more technical on Technician. But I was listening to his songs, and I'm
Technician
like,
dropped it. He killed it, yo. Like
but listen to the Dipset and what's the name? It's like, oh, it's the same motherfucking rotation.
But that's another thing. Technician, he didn't Fat Joe didn't give he was going back and forth with the locks.
Right.
Through the whole show. He didn't do that he was just playing Fat Joe tracks and said shouting shit out. He wasn't going back and forth. It wasn't like no MC in a DJ in a park. You know what I'm saying? That's how the locks were, like in a park. An MC in a DJ. That's how they you know.
Yeah.
That's the difference. None of them did that MC and DJ shit, yo. That's the difference between the locks.
Yeah.
They did MC and DJ like the way hip hop was created.
Right. Right.
You know, so I mean, but yo, I'm gonna play it from here and see what's.
That's the only one, Josh. We talking about.
See, I'm so.
Yes. Fuck. The Bronx is here.
Look at my nigga Fat Joe with all this shine on. Yo.
Nah. What you not shouting out is he got the same card from the first video from
FloJo.
From FloJo, he wore the same thing he wore in his first video.
Right. Look, he came out of that song. That song was hot too, though. Look, he amped up. Look at Fat Joe. He like, what are we doing here, B? Hold on. Fat Joe ain't talking. Watch Fat Joe like, what's going on? Fat Joe don't know what's going on right now.
I tell you one thing, and mark me if I'm wrong. Ja Rule's the closest thing you get in the Pac, yo.
Oh, I'm gonna get into that too. I didn't even touch that on my first.
He's the closest thing you get in the Pac, yo. That is Pac on stage right there, yo.
You start the battle? What is this shit? Leave you out here, John.
Nobody believe you, John.
What the fuck? Turn this shit off, man.
Yo, that's, I mean, after a while, Fat Joe's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Ja Rule, Charlemagne the God said that he wanted him to come out to that song, and he came out to that song, yo.
Wow.
It was like some Rocky shit, like it was ill. It came out with the energy. I thought it was ill, but you're right, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit, man.
Yeah, he got that Pac energy, bro. Like he got that.
That's what we're gonna talk about that because I think I love that Pac song he did, but he redid the whole song.
Yeah. Yeah.
You was sweating Tupac too hard. Yeah, you and Tupac had a little relationship with you and when he was out there in Cali. Him and Pac bonded a little bit.
Right.
But he was taking it too. He was trying to live off of Pac at one point. When all that 50 Cent shit was going on, he probably felt like, I'm going to show people I'm thug because I was chilling with Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the case. And he was stressing Tupac too much. And I think it was kind of like, I didn't like when he did that Tupac shit. I love the song.
Well, he's been Tupac since day one. He ripped off Tupac day one, bro. Like Ja Rule's never been like his own style. He's Pac with a New York vibe, yo. You know what I mean? That's really what he is, man. Because people don't see him as a lyricist, even though he does spit, but people don't see him as a lyricist. He got bars, but people don't acknowledge him as one of the best MCs. You know what I mean? But he just got that vibe, bro. Like he got that Pac vibe. But yeah, you're right. He doesn't have to play the Pac. Like he tried to bring Pac. He brought up Pac dying, you know what I mean? His death and all that.
Phones out. What about Biggie, nigga? You in New York right now, baby. Stop that shit.
Yo, Joe should have came back with that.
No, we all love Pac, but come on, don't act like this is what we used to talk about back in the day. Don't act like Tupac shitted on the whole New York at one point and wasn't just shitting on us, even though he was born in New York. You know what I'm saying? In the Bronx, right? I think, you know what I'm saying? But all that doesn't matter. He had beef with New York at one point, and we all didn't like it, and we all stood up for the East, and the West Coast was doing them, and the East Coast was doing us. So for him to always come out there and shout out Tupac, I'm like, come on, you in Madison Square Garden. Shout out Biggie Smalls, nigga. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? Like, that shit's never annoyed me. I'm like, yo, that's how.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was waiting on the Biggie shout out. I was waiting on the Biggie shout out to come right behind that, being in New York. Nobody really pressed that. I thought Joe was gonna press that immediately, but he didn't because he was concentrating on, I guess, his
because he didn't want to make it a Biggie Tupac joint.
Nah, he didn't.
None of them is from East. None of them is from the West Coast.
Well,
and that's what Tupac represents is the West Coast. We don't know.
He got representing the West Coast, which I understand. Yeah, so I was just talking about his energy. Like, he got that Pac energy, man.
Yeah.
And it's just, it is what it is.
Speed it up a little bit, y'all. Let's see what he got here. When he came with Holla Holla.
Nah, this is Jay-Z's song. Can I get a what?
Yeah.
You just don't know what song it is. Another thing is, you're absolutely right. You kept texting me this all night. Same. They all sound the same. You're absolutely right, yo. Even the Shanti songs. You're right, yo.
Even that Holla Holla sounds like the what?
Yeah.
I mean, what that tone is.
What Holla Holla? Who's doing what Holla Holla?
All his shit sound identical, and it's real hard to like distinguish which one is which. Especially the Lil Mo and all them songs sound identical. Yo.
Yeah, you don't know if Lil Mo or Ashanti's coming out.
Fabulous got 2 songs with Lil Mo, but them shit sounded similar too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard with Ja Rule. Like, when he had all those songs on the radio, I said this in the first joint. Man, he probably had about 8-9 songs on the radio spinning at the same time, and I thought maybe 2 and 3, they was all the same. I didn't think it was so many different songs.
Nah, you're right. You're right.
So that shit's crazy. Ja Rule, I mean,
all this murder shit.
Look.
All this murder shit, we ain't seeing bus one, man.
Easy, nigga. You know about us over here, Crack. Stop it.
Yo, he brought up Supreme, Pappy Mason in his face. That was kind of disrespectful, yo.
Yeah.
I do them too.
I write them too.
The difference is,
that's the point.
My bitch hit different.
What's it? Yo, come on, man. Annie,
yo, pause that. That's another thing too. This is the controversy now too.
He had to bring
that move he did, yo, and I texted you last night. That pun move was kind of cheating, bro.
Let me tell you why he did it, though. I said this in my joint. He had to have extra tactics because Ja Rule is not a regular. It's just R&B. You have to bring out whatever you have to bring out because R&B shits versus your rap shits is not going to work. You got to bring out other shit. That's what he did. Make it more entertaining.
He should have set it up right.
He didn't set it up right.
I didn't think he said, yo, if he would have did like what the Lots did a nice little setup and within his 90 seconds played 3 pun songs back to back, like if he'd have just like, you know what, y'all forget. This kid come from me right here too. Cause they said again, they said earlier on 97 was the whole Remy Ma setup was to bring Pun back.
Right.
Was supposed to go into
because she came out spitting Pun bars and deep cover.
And then it's supposed to go into deep cover, which was dope. But then he should have been like, yo, let's stay on Fat Pun for a second, because y'all know that's my dude, rest in peace. He's on stage with me. He should have did something, man. He could have let in better with that on setting it up. It just felt like cheating. It felt like cheating.
I don't think it's cheating because of his opponent that he was up against. And Ja Rule, like I said, I think Versus was reaching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get ill, they got two of the hottest artists in their own era. Like Fat Joe had his run, and Ja Rule definitely had his run.
Right.
So it was gonna be iconic for them just to be on stage anyway. But I just think they was reaching when they put them niggas together now, like, because the crowds is different, y'all.
No, it was a reach to me. Like I said, Joe picked, like Joe said, Joe picked Ja Rule. He called Ja Rule. Yeah, he said.
No. I thought you said he said Ja Rule won.
No. Joe picked. No, I'm saying Joe picked Ja Rule to do this. So Joe, he's like, nobody else really wanted to do it. This, that, and the third. So they went out and got that check, which I thought was dope. But and again, though me and you say two different crowds, they killed the show. It was still a great show.
It was a show. It wasn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't think it was a battle show. I thought it was an ill ass concert, yo. I thought the concert them niggas put on and the show they put on, Fat Joe did his ill joints and Ja Rule did his ill joints, but it was too different to be a battle.
Yeah, it was. It was, man.
And that being said, Ja Rule R&B hits are on a bigger stage, yo. Like that's, I mean, for the females is what I'm saying.
This is what I was trying to explain to you in the first jump off. This is what I was trying. Just look at the balance. Look at the balance. How many hits does Joe have, and how many hardcore records do Ja have? You know what I mean? And that's what's going to weigh it out. And they pretty much weighed each other out on it, man. Ja only got like 5 hardcore hits. Right. And Joe got like 6 mega hits, mainstream hits.
Right.
So they were trying to balance that out. But if you got more mainstream hits, more mainstream people are going to buy the tickets and come out and see you more so than your hardcore.
Well, Ja Rule, I mean, and that being said, I mean, it's not too many people that got mainstream hits out there like Ja Rule, other than the big artists like Jay-Z, Nas, and
50 Cent.
And 50 Cent, because when you talk about mainstream hits, you got to talk about Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem, 50 Cent. And Fat Joe, he's not in that category. He's relevant, and he's
in the top 10 with him.
He's in the top 10, but he's not in as far as popular, you know. I should say, as far as the billboards and all that shit with them.
No, he got like 3, like he said, like he told them. He said, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "I'm about to give you a record that was on the top 10 for 47 weeks. You got no records that was on the top 10."
And that was right.
And he's right, but Ja Rule has over 15 records that broke the Billboard top 10, but none of them was in 47 weeks at the number 1.
Joe, lean back, kind of
47 weeks.
I remember because we was in the A when it came out.
Yeah.
When it came out, that shit was heavy in the clubs.
Very heavy.
And at the time, it was all Atlanta, like South shits. And Fat Joe broke out with the lean back. And it was like, wow.
He killed me with bringing out the LL song. I know I texted you on that. He had to do that though. That beat was just way too killer, yo.
Yeah,
way too killer.
And I knew he was going to eventually take his shirt off and run him because that's Ja Rule's show. He does that in every show.
I had to, yo. Come on, dude. He got the body to do that shit, yo. Come on.
That's all right, but that's what I'm saying. That's his show. He came out and just pretty much. It wasn't like this is Ja Rule typical every show. Yeah. It wasn't a battle show. Is what I'm saying. He didn't come out to battle. He just came out to do him.
But he said that. He said, "This is me. I'm gonna do me."
Right, but he's not a battle. Well, that's what I'm saying. Who won talk? I don't even know if anybody's ever going to come out and really say who won because it wasn't that type of party.
Okay, first thing. okay, just get over it. Ja Rule really won this.
Oh, get the fuck out of
He
here,
won
man.
this shit, bro. Like there's no getting around that Ja won this.
I mean, no, I'm saying Ja Rule.
And I told you earlier, bro. He only edged it because of the girls. That's it. Like if the girls didn't come to this damn show, I'll be like, Joe killed that nigga.
Well, you know what it is. I mean, I guess you got to be. I don't want to. I'll say.
Be honest with yourself, yo.
I was about you got to be in the girls. I was about to say, unless you're in the bitch shoes, you know what I'm saying. We can't really, I'm not in the bitch shoes, so I'm going from a dude perspective. And as a dude, Ja Rule won the show, the performance for the girls, and he got the ladies and the from when they was in high school and summer school and all that shit. But Fat Joe got the streets and he got the hip hop. He got the hip hop. He won the hip hop.
Well, then, goddamn it, the streets should have came out for him. Okay,
I mean,
it's at that show right there. At the end of the day, you gotta get that crowd. I don't care if it's my crowd. I don't care if it's your crowd. You gotta get that crowd, Joe.
But you know what? You know why they probably didn't show out like that? Because if you're a real hip hop head, you know how it's going to turn out. I mean, it's going to be a female type of invite. Yeah, I mean, then
don't walk in the arena, Joe. Then don't do it.
No, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying.
Yes, you are.
No, they put on a good show, but it is what it is, yo. You can't put a female Mary J. Blige into the ring with Fat Joe and think it's gonna be a competitive battle. Without everybody, your fans just being straight biased to the point where you ain't even giving that other nigga a chance because you only there for that particular song.
First thing, and let's not get this twisted. The crowd wasn't silent on Joe. You know what I mean? Like every time he came up, they screamed for that dude, Joe. Like don't get it twisted.
They laughed at all his jokes. It just wasn't like when it came to Ja Rule, you heard all the girls chanting everything.
Because they knew the songs more. Like I'm sitting there watching it with your cousin the whole time. If she would have known those Joe songs, she would have been singing along with him. You know what I mean?
That's what the crowd is different. Like, and even you, like, I mean, like I said, I'm a little bit more heavy on the Fat Joe side, but not only because I'm from the Bronx. I actually like Fat Joe's music. So whenever, and I had to follow him more because we didn't have much out the Bronx. So when Fat Joe came out, I copped his albums. I listened to him heavily, and then we had Big Pun. I listened to all that shit. So I'm more so in tune with Fat Joe bars than you.
Yeah,
so I probably know more about Fat Joe than you. So it's like when he was coming out with these songs, and he was like, and I'm like, what? Nigga, when this song came out, it was crazy. Now, it wasn't crazy to the world. It wasn't no lean back. Fat Joe don't have too many lean backs. All the way up, it ain't even a lean back. You know what I'm saying?
See, and the problem is where I'm from in Queens, our artists got so popular and hit the mainstream so hard early from LL and Run DMC and all that we didn't really have mixtapes anymore. Like everything was played on the radio. Like even with Nas, like his whole album, like I would like to say, like how you got Joe and like you got Joe where you know songs that probably some people out the Bronx don't even know because that shit played so hard in the streets. But in Queens, everybody from Onyx and everybody, like everybody shit, there was no like, yo, you understand that shit was played from Queens. Like everything we had was pretty much the only ones we had like on the streets was like Organized Confusion and shit like that with Foul Monch and stuff. Those were circulating on the street on some backpack and shit and Tribe Called Quest album before it popped, their Marauder stuff before it popped. That was on the streets where people didn't know until. But again, those albums blew up to where the whole world was singing every freaking song to where, I don't know, man. Joe falls in that category, though. I ain't gonna lie. He falls in that category of ghetto superstar category.
Joe is a superstar in his own sense, but he's not mainstream like an Eminem, like Jay-Z, like it's not too many mainstream niggas. It took Jadakiss a long time to step out of that same state like Fat Joe's in, because I think Jadakiss is way better lyrical than Ja Rule. I'm not trying to compare.
Oh, he's like better lyrical. Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
But I know, but what I'm saying is, it took him a minute to to step out of that regular artist like a Fat Joe type nigga to solidify. All right, I'm Jadakiss. I'm like damn near Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls, yo. So that's what I was trying to tell you. I think Jadakiss, to me, I always felt like he had that in him, like he was like a Biggie, a Jay-Z, a Nas. You don't see it. I see
know,
it.
No, he's up there with me. He's just not in my top 5. Like how he called himself top 5 dead or alive. He's not in my top 5.
Weird. That's a little weird, but
he's not in my top 5.
They did. Some nigga had. You got to go back to the nigga that said a comment on our first joint. They did bring out JD because, like we both said, they need to. At the end.
We called that. Yep.
We did say they need to both bring out Ashanti.
We called that. So whoever's talking about, we don't know what we're talking about. Just go back, like and subscribe, and go view it again so you can give us another view, yo, and hit the like button or hit the non-like button. I don't give a damn. But just go back and see what the hell we said, yo. Like, come on, man.
Right. That's what I'm like. Like, I mean, our what we saying is our opinions. Everybody got their own opinions and shit.
Yeah.
And we're still saying the same shit that we said on our first one. I'm still saying Fat Joe is what he is, and you still saying Ja Rule is what he is, and he has a different fan base, and that's what happened. It was a totally different artist that went up against each other, yo. Like, but they still hip hop niggas, yo. They still love hip hop, yo.
Hey, before I leave again, so the next one, who we looking at, man? Who we looking at? Me and you are still trying to push the Nori. They trying to sleep on this Nori and Beanie C.
I don't know, man. They need to push that out there, yo. They need to push it. Hold on, let's skip. Hold on, let me see something real quick. They need to. We about to get up. What is this?
Hey, yo, New York City, real hip hop. Make some
motherfucking Marco from the neighborhood.
All right, and this song right here, man. Come on, man.
Favorite Joe song. Literally.
Come on, man.
This is my favorite Joe song ever.
This is one of your joints.
This is one of my favorite Joe songs ever. I mean, this is my favorite Joe song ever, yo. I knew I wasn't gonna get that hype. Like Javi said, he's like,
Yeah, but it's not. That's why he's not on the charts with the females like Ja Rule, man. Like, come on, man.
That's one of my. That is literally probably my top, at least my top 3 Joe songs.
Everybody, Crack, you can't out-talk the people. They know what's happening. But yo, I'm shocked that you being so disrespectful to the ladies, Crack.
This nigga here.
Come on now.
Look, Bobby Brown.
I don't know why you pulled this track out. I like this.
This is one of my songs too, but like I said, I gotta be in the mood. Like when Bobby Brown played this song on his battle, it was more appropriate, like because they R&B niggas.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Like, I mean, that it's a different crowd. You hear the girls in the audience singing Bobby Brown's, and like, it's totally different, more. Like, you wonder why he brought that track out. Everybody still was singing that shit though.
Yeah, you're right. Nah, you're right.
But it wasn't hitting to us. We were like, oh shit, now I want to hear this. But the crowd was like singing it. Thuggin', I love. They were singing that shit. Hold on, we about to skip. Oh, they about to. Hold on. He didn't want to change outfits and shit. Fat Joe wanted to change his whole get up because he was tired.
Hell yeah.
Fat Joe was tired as hell, yo. Look.
Yeah, it got crazy towards the end for Ja.
I told you. I said that was gonna happen on your mom. He all them songs started sounding the same, and I kind of got tired of it at the end. Like, oh, here you go with another one. And if you didn't feel that way, then you a female. A female ain't gonna feel like they like, oh, this is my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you felt that way? Yeah, you felt that way. But at the same time, that little nod in your head was like, yeah, that wasn't my shit.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. No. It's different between I remember I was rocking with that shit. I was actually going through some shit, yo. I probably was fighting with one of my girls, and we was going through it, and I was bumping Ja Rule on my way home, like, damn, yo, you know.
Whatever, yo.
That's I mean, at the
So
wild, that's how he kind of got.
alone, yo.
Look, then he brought out your man Dre. This song was hot.
When you send a text, I get so excited.
I remember this.
And I think I like it. Ooh, yeah. I'm so excited.
That shit was, I mean, that's why people acting like they don't remember that shit. That shit was on the top charts. I don't know how big it got, but it was
Nah,
really
it was
big.
that was pretty high.
It was big, because that album they did was crazy, yo.
Give me all the fame and the money, man. Make me your icon. So the world can catch a nigga with his lights on. That's the pros and cons.
Oh, that's on. Look at Vita looking like a head in the background, yeah.
Yo, leave Vita alone, yo.
Yo, the Vita not look crazy.
Let's go.
I sure can.
Look at this song. You remember this song?
Yeah.
Don't you be holding back your love.
I remember this song.
Don't you be holding back.
You know who told him? You know who told him to sing? Remy told Ja Rule to sing that. She was in the background, told him to sing it.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So I mean, but that was a song came out when Fat Joe was actually beefing with 50 Cent.
Yep.
Cause I remember 50 Cent playing that song, and he was like, he kept turning off Fat Joe verse and waiting. Who's the Joe that was on it? He kept going
Chris Brown.
Oh yeah, he kept going on that shit. Bang, like, and then he clicked on it when Fat Joe was rhyming. He would talk over Fat Joe. Then he'd go back to the hook. I'm like, this is the best part of the song. I remember when 50 Cent was beefing with him, but that song was hot, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think Ja Rule came out with a banger after that. Well, let me see. This is probably the same. Yeah, clap back.
Go by the name of the mighty rule. How you living?
For some reason, that nigga Ja Rule remind me of Stone.
No, I told Janae that last night, yo.
Put your hands together. Like
He do, right?
He's like a Tupac Stone.
Yeah.
He's like it.
Clap back. We gon'.
Look, you hear the participation?
We gon' clap back. We gon' clap back.
Ooh.
The wall. We gon' clap back. We gon' clap back. We gon' let's take it to whoop. We gon' clap back.
Yeah, he went in.
Yo, fuck what they hollered about rule, nigga. Here's the real. I pop your top like champagne, bottle to chill. I'm nothing but ice. Now,
Yeah, he went in. Ja Rule.
we got the sound.
See this Tupac shit. I mean, I loved it, but this nigga, that wasn't Tupac.
I ain't gonna lie. She's Lil Mo the truth.
Nah, that was kind of Tupac. Because I Cried was over a Tupac beat.
This guy want to do all this pop shit. So I had to make a phone call. Let's go, my brother. Let it.
Hey.
I wish he brought Nelly. He should have brought Weezy out on that other song.
Right. He probably tried. He probably tried.
Did. That would have killed it, yo.
I don't think he didn't try. But look, this shit was crazy when this happened, bro. Come on, man.
Tell me what you gonna do. What you gonna do?
Look at Fat Joe. He like, yeah.
I got that no limit American Express. I mean, you can get whatever you like. Plus, I got that all black venom is in it on both. Yeah, kiss the niggas see it.
Fat Joe, I think he had him, y'all. Then I think this is when he brought out Ashanti, right?
The price just went up.
Yeah, niggas shouldn't let him do his own song, though.
Yeah.
They let Nelly do his own song.
I know.
Oh my God! Look at Ashanti, y'all.
All right, this is what you wanted to get to right here, really.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. But I wanted to show Ashanti again because, yo, she's not that young and she looks better than all them young chicks out there, man. Look at the legs, man. God damn. I don't know what she doing, yo. I like how Fat Joe brought her back, like kept on stage though.
Your smile.
All right, go to the end.
Hold on, look. Fat Joe brought her back and they did their thing.
Fuck with a real one.
Fuck with a real one. That was a joint too.
But yeah, I'm gonna go to the end now and then. Let me go to the end and see what's good. But this whole shit was good, man. I think they did it for the culture.
Yeah, I think it
Will
was dope.
This shit
Yeah,
we might have to dead it right here.
It was dope. It was one of the best.
Yeah, I might
they kept up the temperature with what's the name of them with Locks and Dipset. They kept the temperature up. You know what I mean? And now people, everybody's game got to be up, yo. So next one I'm hoping is Nori and Beanie. I know the Drake and Kanye shit is not going to happen.
Well, I know that's not going to happen. But that would make more sense though. And to end it up, that would make more sense. I hear echo going on for some reason.
Don't start that.
No, I do.
Oh shoot. All right. Well, let me wrap this up, man.
All right, y'all. All right, man. We're going to sign this out, man. Like I said, I'm white from the Bronx. I'm going with Fat Joe.
Yo, this is Big Mark King from Queens. You know, Ja Rule had to do what he had to do, and he did it, and he's done. That's how it's going. That's it. Hopefully, it's boosted his career, yo. Real talk.
Yeah, go down and like and subscribe and say some comments. We want to hear what y'all got to say, man.
Yeah, even if it's comments of people who saying we don't know what we're talking about. Go ahead and tell us why we don't know what we're talking about, yo. Or hit us up, man. Boro Bredz. Hit us up on borobredz@gmail.com. Y'all can email us, you know what I mean? You can get at us. Hit like and subscribe on the YouTube. We're on Facebook, Boro Bredz, spelled just like you see here. You know what I mean? And hit us up, man. Yo, good looking out, man. Great show. And we're your versus experts. I told White, we're the experts, yo. Come holler at us. We're the real commentators. All right.
Now, on this quick side note, we signing out, but like in this one, I was a little biased, and he had to be a little bit because I'm from the Bronx, he's from Queens, so we picked a little sides, but we still hip hop at the end of the day.
Yes, it's all good, all love at the end of the day. Joe is number one to me, man, and Ja Rule is definitely a big part of hip hop, man, and I appreciate. Let's get more of this, yo. And Boro Bredz is going to be right on that engine behind it, pushing this. All right, Big Mama signing out, yo. Boro Bredz.
One.